Welcome back. This is Friday Fuel. This is Aidan. This is episode 5. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Let's get started. You see, it's a father's way, right? We have to find a solution. We have to make it better. We have to create something that they can go after. We have to create this legacy. But at the same time, we cannot create a shadow that distracts them, that distances them from their own goals, joy, love, and aspirations. When we are in the darkness, when we are filled with that darkened mood, we are distant and disconnected. We are frustrated internally, we feel conflicted. We have our eye on other things. We lose sight of the impact that we're trying to have, the legacy that we're trying to create. And I think sometimes as a new dad, we don't even focus on the legacy. We focus on survival because that's what we're taught. Everything that leads you up to that point is very much focused on you've got to get through those first couple of weeks, those first months. This is hard. Let me tell you this. It is even harder if you're trying to do something different. If you're trying to set the tone, if you are preparing yourself to give them what they need. It's that selflessness that will leave you exhausted. It will leave you feeling conflicted, and it's going to stop you playing at the level that they need. It's going to stop you getting down to their level and having fun, finding joy, being grateful for the small things. You build up the expectation for fatherhood. Nobody truly gives you an honest answer until baby's arrived. And then you can reflect. Then you start to understand how hard this is, how much pressure you're under, how much more you want to give them, how much more time you want to spend. And as they get older, you think it gets easier. But as their personalities change and adapt to the world that they're living in and the home that they're in, they become their own unique little personality. And that unique personality can catch you off guard. They are going to have different personality traits to you, to your partner, and you are going to have to navigate those. So if you think for a moment that this gets easier, I think it gets more complex. There are more moments of joy when baby's little. There are more moments of chaos when there's a toddler involved. There are more moments of clarity, of frustration, of overwhelm, of anger at times when they get beyond those toddler years. Your role is to understand each step. It's to understand the development of your children, but it's at the same time having a plan. Reflecting on the man that you are, reflecting on the journey that you've had, the experiences that have held you back, that may have created the storm that you carry, that may have created the load that you carry. When I look back at my own experience diagram that I created back in 2020, there were a number of events that stopped me becoming the man I was supposed to be. They were events that limited my potential, limited my outlook, and left me feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, drained of energy and all my resources. And at the time when my partner needed me, at the time when my young family needed me, at the start of COVID, I was a mess. I couldn't focus. The darkness had descended. I couldn't make a decision without questioning my ability. Simple, routine things, I couldn't see the solution. My role as their dad is to influence from a position of strength, confidence, courage. Show them what perseverance is about. Show them where the fucking metal is. And give them what they need. But you can only give them what they need if you are prepared to put in the hard yards. It's about preparation, perseverance. It is about commitment. It is about understanding your impact and influence. Every decision that you've made in the lead up to being a parent can distract you from where you are heading, can stop you playing full out, connecting with your children, and drive a wedge between you and your partner. I needed to make changes, not for them. They benefit from those changes. So if you are carrying something dark, something sinister, something is stopping you giving them what they need, I need you today to take a step back. I need you to understand the cost of indecision, the cost of inaction. I need you to understand what you've lost because you're not prepared to open up. You're not prepared to accept that change needs to happen. Everything about you they worship. Everything about you they love, adore. They want to spend time with you. It doesn't matter what mood you're in, what you're carrying. They still want to see you. They still want to spend time with you. They love you unconditionally. They need you on form. They need you to be authentic. They need you to laugh, to find the joy in the little moments. But what they need most of all is you, prepared, focused, disconnected from the outside world. You can give them whatever you can afford. You can work your socks off to give them things. But are those things, that pursuit of those things, creating time away, stopping you from spending quality moments with them? Are you always rushed off your feet, running around trying to nail the next deadline, the next project, whatever it might be, chase that next dollar, pound, euro, wherever you are? Are you forcing the issue and failing to look back on the impact of that decision, that chain of decisions that you make or have made in the past that lead you to the man that you are today? I was a shell of the man that I wanted to be when we arrived at baby number 2. I was a failure. I was overwhelmed. I was angry. I was frustrated. I didn't want to be around the people that I loved the most. I closed the door on relationships that I knew were key to my happiness because I wanted to protect them from who I was becoming. But when the storm is raging, these are the decisions that you make. You think you're doing them a favour by holding it in, by forcing the issue, by holding it in, concealing the pain. But what they truly need is someone prepared to accept that they need support, accept that they need help. Someone prepared to change it up, take a different course of action, understand the influences that circle around them, understand what's distracting them, understand perhaps those experiences that have cost you dear, that have stopped you achieving things, that have stopped you loving deeply, that have stopped you recognising when you've gone too far. Look, as dads we have one objective: to be the dad they need to be. You can provide more, you can protect more, you can give them things, but if the pursuit of those things is distracting you from the goal, which is to give them something unique to them, magic memories, joy, laughter, love, nurture them, help them develop, help them understand about making mistakes, be the teacher, the guide, your selfless approach is costing you. It's stopping you connecting. It's stopping you understanding the simplicity of fatherhood. At times, it will stop you giving them what they need. At times, you will be distracted. That's acceptable. We all have things that we need to focus on, and we have deadlines that we need to meet, whatever it might be. Your role is to turn down the noise, limit the distraction, focus your attention on what you can do in that finite time that you have with them. To put it bluntly, you've got this obligation not to restrict their future, not to lose sight of what's truly important. It's that influence that you have, that willingness to push on, that understanding of the true cost of your decision making, of action that you take. You have this obligation to find your way, learn from your mistakes, reflect back, and understand what's holding you back. You have this obligation, though, above all else, to show them the way, to guide, to inspire. And it's the inspiration that's so important, because in the chaos of raising children, we sometimes get swept away by it. We lose sight of our direction of travel. But importantly, we lose sight of what it is we're trying to achieve for them. Because in my darkened state, I couldn't see the future. I couldn't see the impact of my decision making at the time. I couldn't see how hurt everyone around me was. And I couldn't see how much I had destroyed the early foundations of the relationship that I had with my eldest. To inspire, we must become the person, the man that we have the potential to become. Because the better you are, the more adaptable you are, the more clearer-headed you are, the less stressed you are, the better dad you become. And it's that, it's that old saying, become the dad they need you to be, or the best dad you can be. But it isn't just about that. Because if we put everything to the side and we kind of just give up, we have so much more to give, so much more love, so much more life to live. But if we lose sight of the things that make us tick, the things that fill us with passion, how do we shine bright enough? How do we shine bright enough to give them the inspiration that they need to tackle life's obstacles? Those things that will knock them off course, those things that they may not be able to overcome without help or without a different strategy. I had a setback. It cost me a lot. It almost cost me everything. And let's be honest, somebody else in my wife's position probably would have given up. And that's why you have to tackle what lies ahead. You cannot let the world pass you by. You cannot be limited by things that happened in the past, things that are swirling around you today, because what does that teach them? Does it teach them to give up? Does it teach them to see things that are difficult as obstacles to their progress? Can they truly become this unstoppable being that you would love them to become if they cannot get out of their own way? And they learn that from you. They learn that from your partner. So if today you're in a position where you feel the strain, the stress, and it's holding you back, I urge you to take that step back. Reflect on the things that truly matter. Reflect on the impact that you're having, the impact that you want to have. Spell out the role that you want to play. Understand the characteristics of that dad they need. And if there are characteristics today that are overshadowing those characteristics that they need to see, you must adapt. You've got to change your approach. You've got to start looking after your health. That's your mind, your body. It's what you put into the body. It's how much sleep you have. It's what you use to distract you from the stress, the strain of the world around. It's the things that you enjoy. It's those things that fill your cup that will help you show them the way. It will be those things that they remember. It's those little things that you do that they see. Day in and day out, they learn from them. They take the inspiration from the man of the house. You've got to shine bright. You've got to recognise what's held you back. You've got to learn from every mistake you've made. If you are already showing up, you are already giving them what they need, then you are doing a phenomenal job. You are the dad they need. But the key to unlocking your potential in your role as their dad and maximising your impact so that they can reach theirs, it's about understanding what really pushes you forward, what really draws you out of your shell, what forces you to take action, those things that are uncomfortable today, like standing here and talking to you. Those things that make you feel uncomfortable can inspire them to take on things that they didn't think they were capable of doing. You are the guide. You are the teacher. You are their greatest influencer. But if you fail to lead by example, you fail to lead with authenticity, fail to show them the true you, and fail to give them what they need, then you are potentially stopping them becoming the person they are capable of becoming. We must never limit who they become, because we are unable to become the men and dads we need to become. We are the inspiration. We are the joy. We bring the power, the strength, the resilience. We nurture from a different perspective. We give them other things, different things to what mum will give them. But we give them a source of fuel, of energy to embark on new adventures. But if we're stuck in the storm, the cycle of repetition, of noise that's in the head, and we allow it to limit who we become, we allow it to limit how we play, how we laugh, then my friend, they may lose sight of the impact that you have. You may lose sight of the contribution and value that you bring, and they may look somewhere else in the future for another teacher. Your role transcends time. Your role transcends their entire universe. It's so awe-inspiring. Be that force of nature. Be that person connected. Be that person filled with passion, joy, laughter, love, and have that appetite to find your way back. Do not let the storm rage on. Find the resources. And if you're finding it tough right now, and you can find our burnout guide on the website, and that's there to support you with a 30-day reset. Look, I'm coming at you today from a position of strength, of clarity, a position that I've never held before. Had I not become the man I am today, had I not focused my attention on what truly mattered, I don't think I would have fought back. I found the motivation to be a better version of me. That better version of me is a better dad. I'm not the perfect dad. I'm not the finished article, and I never will be. I strive to be better. I strive to do something different, to be unique to them. I strive. Not so that they don't have to. I want them to work hard. I want them to have that resilience built in. I want them to tackle the challenges, overcome those challenges, and succeed. I want them to meet their expectations. But to do that, I have to meet my own. I have to challenge myself. I have to set the tone. I have to bring the energy. Your role is so important to their development. Embrace it. Take on a new challenge. Be excited about the impact that you can have and the influence that you have. Create a legacy that shows them the way, unlocks their potential, and inspires them to be better. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you. I recognise the impact that you have on a daily basis. And I understand the pressure that you feel from time to time. Know that the Modern Fatherhood Club has always got your back. We have the resources. We have the time. We want to be a part of your fatherhood journey. Today isn't about being perfect. It's simply about being better. Become the dad they need. Rise to the challenge, fulfill your potential, and inspire them to reach theirs. Thank you.